27.9. Welcome into the weeds, mate. Hit me with your rave about gold. Tell us all about it.
All right, everyone. Well, it's love and light, and love is light. It's the absence of darkness. So that's the key to everything for a start. My journey into gold has been long and persistent. And in my numerology as a life path 79, I am the element of gold, and I ended up venturing into alchemy as a alchemist, breaking the bonds of gold and drawing out the nanostate white silica powder, and then on a journey of ingesting it. Now, basically, coming back to the beginning, what gold is it's literally sunlight locked in a metallic form, and that's why it has the same color as the sun. And then when the bonds of this material are broken by an alchemist, the metallic bonds fall away and it becomes a white silica powder as fine as talcum powder, being a pure light wave of energy and being the manna of heaven, the bread of life, the Philosopher's stone, and the Holy Grail. So when you ingest this material...
And you ingesting gold? Are you
Yes, I am.
But pure
it's
gold?
Not, yeah, it is. It's its most refined, pure state, but it's no longer a metallic metal like colloidal gold. The bonds of the nature of it fall away in the metallic nature completely, and it then goes to a pure white silica powder. It's as fine as talcum powder or flour. And it has levitational qualities, plus it can move dimensionally as well. And
so tell us about that. What do you mean by levitational? Like,
well,
you
when
can
it's
fly?
when it's heated to a certain temperature of 700 degrees, it levitates, and whatever it's sitting on will levitate with it. And then if the heat is increased more towards 800, it'll literally vanish and go out of this dimension. And then they've taken a spoon to where they last sighted the gold and run it through that area back and forward, and then they drop the heat back down on the energy they're using, and then it reappears on the plate undisturbed. So it actually literally goes out of this dimension and then comes back in. So it proves without a shadow of a doubt that there are dimensions of light beyond this realm that we're in. So then coming back to it as a substance.
What you ingest? What happens to you? What does it do to you?
Well, the beneficial effects of monatomic gold are multiple in the body. Number one, when it loads up to the pineal gland, which is your antenna of consciousness and your connection to source, the sun of gold, the communication comes through very clearly to you. Number one, your eyes are terminals to a battery, one being positive, one being negative. You sun gaze. Electron energy streams through the eye gate, charging the soul, which is the pineal gland. That's one way of generating more energy within the body. Then through monatomic minerals, the noble minerals, and they include all of the light and heavy silver family. In that is platinum, palladium, osmium, iridium, ruthenium, rhodium, indium, copper, gold, and silver. And when they are all brought into the body the way they're meant to be, then the electrical system of the human body ramps right up. The consciousness is magnified, and the energy of your vortex system and your blood supply are supercharged, and you can live indefinitely.
Wow. And this is something you practice?
Yeah, I've been using the gold and known about it since about 99, and I'm a life path 9. A gentleman called David Hudson, who was a cotton farmer in Phoenix, Arizona, discovered it all over his land, and then he had a lot of study done on it and discovered these were monatomic minerals. And that
Is it something? Is it lost knowledge? Is it
Yeah,
something
yeah, it is.
that we knew a lot? Like were ancient cultures? Did they know about it?
well, just in relation to exactly what you said, the word phoenix, and it was rediscovered in Phoenix, Arizona, means red gold and rising from the ashes. So the rediscovery at that time just set off a whole motion of expansion and knowledge, because this is what the Essene had. And Yeshua was part of a group of 3,000 individuals that lived alongside the Dead Sea in Qumran, and they were the healers. He was never a carpenter. They mistranslate that. What it states is it says he was a great artisan. And the
And you're
word
talking about Jesus.
Yeshua, Jesus.
Yep.
All right. They said he was a great artisan. And an artisan comes from the word Artabizer, who was the Pharaoh's high priest making the ORMEs, the monatomic gold. So what Yeshua actually was a chemist and an alchemist and a healer, and somebody with his capacity of knowledge, because he was born from parentage both illuminated with this material of monatomic gold. So he had what is called the Immaculate Conception, because it's when you've been ingesting these monatomic minerals for an extended time, and they're in you, and they're in your life force energy, and it's in the male seed, and it's in the female egg. And when they're united with this, you can produce children that'll be 4 times smarter, no birth defects in any way, and absolutely magical.
And that's what Jesus was.
Yeah, he was born of an immaculate conception, meaning that his both parents were alchemists, and they were on the journey of the Essene and illuminated.
And where does it come from before that?
Well, the pharaohs of Egypt, it's been, the whole book of the Bible is a book of alchemy and the carrying of the knowledge. Yusuf in the Bible, his brothers sold him into slavery because his father Jacob gave him the knowledge of the alchemy amongst the brotherhood, but then none of the others got it. And he had dreams and visions and saw into the future, and his brothers resented him for it, and they sold him into captivity. And then when he was in Egypt, he became he did become a pharaoh, but on that journey to that ascension, he was in prison, and he interpreted dreams and visions, and he was brought before the Pharaoh, and he explained to Pharaoh everything he wanted to know, and he was elevated to number 2 in the land while the Pharaoh was still alive, and then he took over afterwards.
Wow. And is that where the knowledge came from? Is it something that humans discovered, or does it go back beyond Egypt and the pharaohs?
People talk about other people beyond our realm, all right? I believe, well, I know we're on a flat plane. We're living under a bubble of energy, and there's lands beyond, and that's why they say outer space, because when they use those words, they're not lying. It's out beyond the ice ring. And there's lands beyond that. Admiral Byrd made these discoveries just after the Second World War. You can look all this up. And he said in his last conversation before he had an unfortunate heart attack, just before the day he was going to receive his award for all this information, he passed away. But he said, anyone that wants adventure and to discover new lands, there's land beyond the ice shelf. And one of them, the islands out there, is called Mars. And that's when Elon Musk, and they're saying we're going to Mars, they're not lying. There is a Mars, an island beyond the ice ring we're in.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about other cultures? Like
the Aztec had
yeah,
this
like gold.
understanding.
Yeah, gold turned up everywhere as a sacred element everywhere. What about other cultures? Did they know it, like separate to the Egyptians?
Yeah, they did. They were all. This high knowledge was held by many of the different cultures, especially the ones with all the pyramids of any kind there, they were energy centers on ley lines, power lines of the earth, and bringing energy and sharing energy all around our universe. Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. 27.9?
Yeah.
Mate, that is a great rave. I really appreciate you coming on into the weeds and sharing that with the listeners. Remember, folks, like, subscribe, and share for more of this classic content.
Love and light, love and light.
That was awesome. Thank you. That was a great rave.